This is about my grandmother, Trilby Cooper. She was born at Data Station. I'm one of 30 grandchildren, and Trilby was always known as Nana to me and Granny to everyone else. There's only 13 of our grandchildren left. Now, Trilby raised me from a baby. She also raised my younger brother and older sister, as well as my daughter. Trilby looked after me and many children, and anyone was welcome to get a feed and a bed when they came to Granny's house. She also gave them work to do around the house. She also had someone chopping the wood for her. One time she said, now if I put $100 under the axe, no one would find it because they'd never pick the axe up. She also had ducks walking freely around the yard. If you go outside to hang out clothes, you're sure to tread in duck shit. Granny would say, watch where you walk, and just laugh. Once we, the grandchildren, were having a drink and a game of cards with her. One of the grandsons called her Biscuit, after Granita Biscuit, and she threw the cards and off to bed. She also said, if you can't call me Trilby or Mrs. Cooper, don't call me nothing at all. And she took the sulks. I also had to get up and light the fire every morning. In doing so, I went to the toilet first, and Nana's cats used to shit in there and in the bathroom. So when I told her, she just said, well, what do you want her to have it on? You want me to have it on my toast for breakfast? And just laughed. I did clean it up though. One time an old uncle came home in the kitchen for a while, then off to bed. When Nana got up in the morning, she seen an empty pal tin on the table and asked who was feeding the dogs last night. He said, I opened a tin of meat and ate it himself. My nan just laughed at him and told everyone that he ate dog food. Nana fed the old Aboriginal people in the middle of the night with pots of soup and then sent them on their way. Nana also fed the old Aboriginal women when they came to her house during the day, dry bread and billy of black tea with sugar. A couple of old lawmen came around looking for people at night. As a child, we used to make the old man put a stick through his nose because you could see the sky through his nose. An old Aboriginal lady named Lulu came and done Nana's washing for her using an old washboard. She only had one arm from the elbow down and had just a stub for fingers, but she managed okay. A lot of old Aboriginal people used to visit Nana looking for feed or information and where a person was. She was the best. Yeah, she was a grandmother no one could replace.
So what was special about her?
To me, well, she was caring, loving. She took anyone in and cared for them. Even when they were sick, I was always by her side. I slept with her, so did my daughter. And even if you was a stranger and you got in the taxi, take me to Granny's house, the taxi driver would know where to go and take you straight down to Granny's house. She was a granny to everybody. No matter what colour you were, she was Granny.